blind spot was just how transformational high scalability engineering talent is. I thought coding is coding. I've made games for 6 years, you know. Let's get a good person from Google to help run our, run our engineering department. As it turns out, you actually need a ton of really, really, really strong talent across the board, and you need really strong engineering leaders. I didn't realize that early enough. I now know. So you learn these things as you go along, but challenge yourself for blind spots. Go ask somebody who's an expert at that discipline that you just don't believe in. It's not that important in your mind. Ask them and then hear their explanation and then figure out whether it's actually important or not. And then finally, hire as senior as you can. Pay the price. When you know that you have a little bit of traction, get the best people in the world doing this, what you need to do. One of the most respectable things I think that Zynga ever did as part of their growth, they're our biggest competitor in social games, and not to imply that anything else they did was not respectable, but let me just say that one of the more respectable things they did was actually to attract a ton of world-class talent. They recognized their own blind spot in making great games, and they raided all the big games companies to get their best game development talent, really ruthlessly and methodically, and they did a really good job at that. Good for them. So that's a good example of understanding that that was a strategic capability they needed to build, and they secured strategic talent for it. Do it. Next lesson number 4. Keep it simple. You hear this a lot, but complexity really is kryptonite for entrepreneurs. It's very, very hard to create a business and run a business. It just is. I mean, many of you guys have been doing this for a while. It just is very hard. If you start running 2 or 3 or 4 businesses because you choose to have multiple business models, multiple products, multiple locations, multiple offices, multiple markets. You want to enter China because it's big. You want to enter Latin America because that's also big. And you also want to launch a second line of product. They are all tempting, very, very tempting things to do, because you look at, especially you think investors are going to want to hear that, because, here's a $1 billion market like China is always $1 billion no matter